talking about all the changes in his household the last little bit, major changes in yours too.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling with the group, eh? All these kids everywhere.
I know everyone's old now. I got kids in the locker room. No, it's great. I think it's fun too because a lot of people are going through your first one or second or third. But yeah, it's you kind of just pass stories off each other. Everyone knows what you haven't slept all night. The guy next to you probably hasn't slept all night either, right? So it's pretty fun. It's brought a great dynamic to our room.
Team parties are going to look a little different now, aren't
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Sleep by 11.
A little less stressful for you this time because you didn't have to take an all-nighter after a playoff game to get home for the birth of your second?
But yeah, no, it was nice to be around for my wife through the whole experience too. So second time around was kind of cool because the first time you try to figure out everything to do to prepare, and the second time you kind of got an idea. So it's been a great few days so far.
Does it put the game in perspective like parenthood often does for a lot of elements of life?
Yeah, I mean definitely the first one puts it in perspective, and then just adding to the crew. Yeah, you got to appreciate life, and every day you get home, it's awesome to be a dad.
Can you just talk with Ryan, and he had his first kid. He didn't say he received any advice. Would you have any advice for Ryan as a first time?
No, everyone seems to have advice for you when you're a first time dad. Then you could just do whatever you want; it'll work out.
Can you give us the names of your children properly spelled, please?
Aiden, A-I-D-E-N, and then Chase, C-H-A-S-E.
So you were on this team when you guys were all bachelors and kids and just few responsibilities away from the game.
Yeah.
How does it change the team? How does it change the dressing room? How does it change the culture?
Now that we're at this point where there's a bunch of dads.
Yeah, no, it's just different, right? It's like, for us as a group, you're talking about what some guys are talking about what daycare they're sending their kids to and or school they're sending their kids to. So it just changes things. Like you're playing sports. We have these family days now that Jay and the staff have brought in where guys are bringing their kids to the rink on to be able to maybe see a meeting, see a practice, and it's really fun experience. I think I grew up with a dad that played sports, but I was kind of too young to take it all in. So you want to make sure that your kid gets every opportunity to have these kind of experiences.
This is kind of a byproduct of the evolution of the team, right? The team starts out, everybody's the teenager themselves, and now you're in a position where you want to win.
Yeah, that's what happens with a rebuilding team, right? You're young, and everyone's kind of getting their feet in the league and getting used to the day-to-day life of playing in the NHL, and then you're 9 years in, and the dynamic and the perspective of everyone changes, and we have a group that wants to win, and there's maturity that comes along with that too.
Sounds bad for business at the pint.
Darnell, how do you balance, obviously your expectations are higher, lots of guys have talked about, how do you balance having high expectations without putting too much pressure on yourself early? Because obviously you can't win a cup in October.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, for us, the goal has to be in our mind every single day that we get out on the ice. And I don't know, you don't want to put pressure on yourself and have it weigh on you and bear down on you all season long. But at the same time, there's got to be a sense of urgency in our group, an urgency to push each other each day, an urgency to win games early and take our play throughout the year. You don't want to be in a situation where you're in January, February, just finding your game and then clawing back and trying to find some comfort in the playoff race. So for us, you want to get out there early on in the season, have a good start, and kind of carry that momentum and carry that game.
You guys are you've got a good team. You brought in lots of good players. The difference between kind of getting over that hump feels like it's kind of in the small things now and then in the little details. Where do you think the best place for you guys to focus those details is? What little parts of the big picture?
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty hard to nail down one or two details because when you're talking about details, they're finer things, like you said, right? And habits in practice carry over to games, and so all that kind of groups together. So I would say it would be hard to pinpoint like one or two habits. I think as you become a more veteran team, you understand what it takes to win in later on in the season when playoff times hit, and those habits have to show up in training camp and even in these skates. You want to be in the right spots. use your leverage and wait in battles and things like that. Like there's so many little details to the game that I think you have to have from start to finish, and then you see it every year. Like teams that are playing at the end of it, a lot of the times they've been using those habits and playing that way the whole season.
What does this mean to have Matthias for a full season? Bush has the contract. Vinny is an NHLer now. I mean, it just feels like there's a lot of carryover from last season on the back end.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, you come in here in the D-Corps, you're familiar with the D-Corps and the guys that you're playing with from, you know, last season. And then those, you know, the chemistry that you have the year before carries over the camp. You know, you catch up quick and then you get on the ice and it seems like sometimes it feels like riding a bike. You know, you remember right away. So that's a nice thing when you have some carryover in your roster, to be able to look around the room and have familiarity with each other.
And how high can Connor and Leon raise the bar? Like, it's just unbelievable what they did last year, but looks like they're just going to keep raising that bar.
Yeah, I mean, they're hungry for more, right? That's each and every year you think, you know, what else can they do, and they just push themselves even higher. So I don't know if there's really a limit that you could set or a bar that you could set. You know, you just gotta, you know, that they're gonna push to find that next advantage and that you know, that next level to their game.
How does that help the rest of the group when you see those two leaders working as hard as they do, wanting to be out here early, asking you guys to come join them?
Yeah, no, it's huge. I think as a group, when you know, your leaders are saying you're told like that, it trickles down, and everyone wants to be a part of that, and everyone wants to you know, do the right things when they're setting that by that example.